rex est. Bufo 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 rex est. Wait, are you recording? Welcome to Toad House, podcast about nothing and everything, with your non-demon summoning hosts, Renee and Xander. How you doing, Renee?
Good, and you?
Good.
So I want to ask you a question. Do you think I did something yesterday, and I want to know your opinion if that was a dick move or not?
Lay it on me.
So,
Yeah, it was a dick move.
right? No, it is a dick move. It is, but justified, maybe.
Okay.
Well, here's a story. So, I usually get my house carpet shampooed every now and then, but I found it cheaper if I go and I rent the shampooer.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Just because, I have Loki and he runs in and out. So he kind of, I just feel I just like to shampoo the carpet every now and then. And I was at the Dollar General or some dollar store by my house where they rent them. And I had to buy a couple things. I bought like some strawberry syrup, laundry detergent, and I'm in line. And when I'm in line, there's one lady behind me. And I've rented this shampooer from there before, so I know it takes a while. So I let her go in front of me. I'm like, hey, you can go in front of me. I'll probably be a little bit longer because she tells me like, go ahead. Like, oh no, you go ahead. So, all right. So I go up to the lady. I buy my stuff and then tell her like, oh, I want to rent the shampooer. And she's like, oh, I've never done it before, but I'll learn. So I'm like, all right. So then she rings me up for my items. And then she's looking for the binder. And then at this time, people start coming in line, right? And I'm like, oh, great. You know what I mean?
You're holding up the whole fucking store. And...
Right? The inventor of the Fast Pass is now slowing the universal Fast Pass, and I'm now slowing down everybody.
What if someone had cashed in their universal Fast Pass at that moment?
It wouldn't work, right? I'd overwrite it. Right?
Oh, right. You have the ultimate, the black pass and gold. And...
So then she finds the binder, and then she comes up and she's like, oh, I've never done this, let me try and figure this out. So then, and since I've done it before, I'm trying to tell her like, yeah, you just write down my phone number, my name, and my driver's license number, and because it asks for like address, and then there's like a questionnaire and
preferred pronoun,
and so I'm trying to just, trying to move it along. And I can see people in the line are already kind of like, they start looking.
Who the fuck is up there? Like, hurry the fuck up.
And that lady, I told her she can go in front of me. She said no. And she's kind of there like breathing really hard. And then like two people behind her is another man. And I can tell this guy's getting pretty pissed. But, well, so this lady's kind of taking a while, and she can't find anything, and she's just having a hard time. And as this is happening, the door opens, and it's her coworker comes in, I guess the 12 o'clock shift or whatever. So she walks in, and she looks at her, and then she says, oh, I brought you lunch. And the girl's like, oh, nice, I'm hungry. So they start talking.
Get the fuck out of here.
And as they're talking, I'm just there like, I'm in line. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I can see this line's getting long and people are like getting pissed. And this man and the lady keep, they're being like really rude about it. And so the lady goes and she drops off the lunch in the little break room. And then when she comes out, she kind of sees what's going on, and she tells the lady, oh, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm checking this guy out, the shampooer, carpet shampooer. And she says, oh, I've never
done that before.
So my question is, what I say next, is this a dick move or not? I see how packed it is, and I see she's about to open the second register. But then I tell her, like, well, why don't you sit with us and learn how to do it? And she says, oh, that's a good idea.
And everyone all in unison. Oh!
So now I'm hogging up both clerks, right?
You're just standing over them like, yeah, I think it's right there.
So yeah,
Oh,
and then
fuck.
this lady, I swear, like as she's helping the one helping me, like, you know, a good 30 seconds into it, she asks her, is it busy or has it been?
No, it's been slow.
That's what she said. No, it's been slow all day. And I'm just there like,
Fuck, with a line of 17 people behind you. Oh my god. So did you get the shampooer?
oh, of course I got the shampoo.
You're damn right I got the fucking shampooer.
But I'm just saying, was that a dick move for me? Taking up both, or I mean, I'm trying to teach. You know, I'm trying to help this girl out. I mean,
Nah, I mean, you were there first.
Right.
Like, it's...
but taking up the second.
If anything, it was a dick move on them for not knowing. They held up the line, not you. You're just there doing what you're allowed to do at the store. Like, that's a good one, though. It's a pretty spicy move. It's not a dick move, but it's a pretty spicy move, I would say.
Especially for somebody
that's
that
funny.
believes in the fast pass, right?
Yeah, right. No, not today.
But it was so funny because I just like, I don't know what came into me. I just,
Yeah, why don't you say...
why don't you kind of hang out with us and learn how to do this? And, you know, without even like,
Maybe that made it faster. Like, maybe everyone overall got out quicker because you insisted, nah, we need some teamwork up in here. Like,
then it was so funny when she asked her that. Has it been busy?
there's just 17 people staring at her fucking head. Like,
No, not too busy. Oh, man.
fuck, that's great. That's a good one. Nah, you're in the clear.
Nice. Yeah, so funny, man. Fucking people. And then just, you know, with my luck, the way it, you know, I'm kind of looking out for people and it, you know, it wasn't busy. But sure enough, once you start, oh man, that line got...
Everybody fucking comes in, right?
Even my neighbor came in and...
So now I'm beefing with the neighbor.
so now I'm beefing.
I'm outside shampooing my carpets. Like, hey, neighbor.
I'll shampoo your carpet.
You got your fast pass? Oh, Miss Valenzuela down the street has a fast pass. I'm sorry, man. I'll get you after.
But, you know, today when I returned the shampoo in the morning, because you were in there for 24 hours, I returned it and then the manager was there and he's like, oh, they told me about you yesterday.
Yeah, you're the fucking guy that held up the whole store.
No, he asked me if I can give a workshop on how to fill out that.
He wanted to hire you?
Yeah. He says I could do a workshop on all these, at all the Dollar Generals, showing people how to fill out the carpet shampooer slip. He's like, yeah, the ladies that you helped out yesterday.
They were like, man, this guy is so helpful, so useful. We need a real man around the store.
Should give a workshop like two times a week.
So was it a good shampooer?
Oh, that's a good shampooer.
Was she hot?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
Slip. That's twice today.
You get your shit together or return you. Thank God for stealing programs.
All right.
People on the internet.
Man, for certain things, it's hard to steal like that.
Yeah, this one too. I think it's like I don't think it's a one-time purchase. I think it's like a subscription.
That's why everybody's doing it now.
Fuck,
Like,
that's a lot of money. Like,
yeah, all the art ones. What did I have? Like Photoshop and Adobe.
there's subscriptions?
They're subscriptions
Oh man,
now.
yeah, I had those
dicks.
stolen too. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. But I mean, I thought it was a one-time.
No, they used to be at one time, and
Damn, that sucks.
you can steal them because I remember somebody giving them to me on my computer. But
Nice.
they got wise to that, huh?
I mean, they still do it. I have them, but Yeah, they get to it and then
But eventually, you don't think yours will be what do you have to do every so often? You have to upgrade it or whatever. Like after a while, you can't upgrade yours anymore, or
I don't
nothing
know.
will accept it or anything.
yeah, like if I wanna, I can't update it.
It'll get fizzled out, right?
I guess eventually, but I mean, I have some programs that are old and like they still work great, and like as long as you kind of adapt and
Yeah, but aren't they still? Are those 16-bit?
you're pulling out your old fucking Macintosh that's off white.
Like no, it's still.
Nah, man, just put in the floppy disk and you're fucking good. No worries.
Because yeah, we had some stuff back there, and it was it
Just after a while, it gave up. I don't know if
it
Apple's
just got
different.
outdated. Yeah, Apple's different. They find a way to.
They
They know what they're doing, right? Yeah, they
Bill
know.
Gates doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Well, I think his angle was to be super friendly so that he gets people over.
Yeah, exactly. It's super
Like,
user
oh, well,
friendly.
yeah, user friendly.
Everything's compatible with it. So like people,
Yeah,
people
so he's
can
not-
make their own programs that are easily compatible with it.
He's not nickeling and diming you for every little thing. He's just trying to get more out there.
Yeah.
Where Apple probably has less products out there, but they,
But like you need to get the ones that work with their shit.
yeah, they nickel and dime you for all kinds of stuff, right?
And that's like the main reason I don't like Apple. It's just because. Yeah, because yeah, like with Windows, I can do whatever. Everything's. I can play old random games. I can. Almost any piece of electronics works with it. I don't have to like.
What kind of phone do you have?
I have an Apple phone. I'll give it to them there. Microphone, Windows phones fucking suck dick. They're horrible.
What do you think of the shop computer? I mean, I know we
It's
don't.
okay, but it's you could tell it's starting to get a little bit outdated. I think it would benefit from like maybe like a I don't know how Apple works, but yeah, like maybe like delete a
tune-up.
bunch of files, clear up space. Maybe that'll make it run a little faster.
Don't delete my
I mean, once it's
porn.
running, it's okay. Just on startup,
we will leave your porn on.
I won't delete that. I swear.
I swear, it's all his porn.
Just folders of toasters. Like I don't fucking understand. Some of them with toast sticking out. Like what is?
Please don't judge me.
Right, toaster love.
Toaster love.
We know that was you.
You don't know that.
Hot, sexy teen toasters. Like what?
Underage
No,
toasters.
somebody was gonna tattoo that. That's why he looked it up. No. Like,
I seriously hate you guys.
Toasters with the big knobs. Did you see that one?
with big knobs. Toasters with 4 slots.
A 4-slotted toaster.
Toasters sitting on top of microwaves. I'll leave all that. Now you can't type with your wheels. And whatever. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Oh, I slept good with the. I don't know, just having after a freshly shampooed carpet with all those lines, like when people mow their lawn.
You're right here, like a dad, like a nice.
Well shampooed carpet.
That's like you're getting older, huh? Like the things that excite you are well trimmed, well maintained lawns and a freshly shampooed carpet.
I didn't even want to. I just hung out in the kitchen all day so I didn't mess up those lines.
I slept in the kitchen, just right next to the lines. They were so crispy. No, man,
I slept good. How'd you sleep?
I slept horrible last night.
Oh man, what was that?
So like, I don't think I've talked about it even with you before, but I have like, I've always had like really bad sleeping issues. Like I've always had insomnia, and then like I have moments where like
I know you have. So there was that one time I had insomnia.
Yeah, and you messaged me at like 4:30, and I messaged right back. Yeah, what's up, Beryl?
Yeah, I get on my phone and I'd wake up. My insomnia was kind of weird. Where
What's up? Oh, Xander's up. Like,
I'd fall asleep like at 2 and wake up at 4, and then I'd randomly get on my phone and I would see your little light was on and I'd send something every
right
night.
away. Hey, what's up?
You ready to start your day?
You want to go for a jog? Like, 3:30 in the morning.
Look at all these lazy asses
Right.
still fucking sleeping.
Let's go get some breakfast. No, yeah, I have insomnia, but like it's weird. Like sometimes I won't be able to sleep, and I'm up all night, which is kind of how it is right now. Or sometimes I'll like go to sleep. I'll be really tired really early, and then I'll fall asleep at like 9, and then I wake up at like 2 in the morning refreshed, and like I'm up all night. So like it changes. Like right now I'm in the stage where I'm staying up all night, and I don't go to bed till like 5 in the morning, and then I used to get like
So you go to bed and you wake up at what?
like 9:30, something like that, around 9:30.
Okay, so maybe your body is because both going to sleep at 9 and waking up at 2 is what, 5 hours?
Yeah,
And then the other way, 9 to what? 9 to 2, or
Something,
or
yeah,
5 to 10.
something like that. Yeah, it like changes from a cycle of
When you're falling
I
asleep.
can't I wake up and I'm awake, or I can't fall asleep. So
But
it's
either way, you're getting 5 hours of
something like
5
that. Yeah,
hours.
like
Okay.
5 hours.
So yeah, maybe that's what your body needs to function.
Maybe, yeah. But I go through that, and then when I was younger, I mean, I guess I still get them, but which is I'll mention why last night sucked. But I used to get night terrors really bad, so I would just wake up like screaming and freaking out and like having like a fucking panic attack, and then everybody's trying to calm me down. And then finally, once they calm me down, I start to fall asleep again, and then I'll go to sleep, and then in the morning I'll wake up, and they're like, "What happened last night?" And I have no recollection at all of what happened. But they say that I was awake, like talking to them, freaking out. And once they calm me down, like I would talk to them, like, "Oh, I feel better. Thanks."
You don't
Mom."
think they're just joking?
I never seen a video of it.
Have you seen that?
They just kept this ongoing joke for almost 30 years. Shh, don't tell them. Don't tell them. It's the joke that keeps on giving.
Anytime he says something, just bring up night terrors and he takes off.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess I've never seen a video, so I don't know. No, but sometimes like
But you say you don't remember them?
I don't remember them, but sometimes I do. Like I have like bits and like pieces that I put together, or sometimes now it's kind of more evolved into where I'll just start screaming, I guess. So last night I woke up. I live with my family, and my grandma was like, "Hey, like what happened last night? You were like screaming," and I was like, "What do you mean?" "Yeah, you were like just screaming at the top of your lungs, ah, ah, ah," and then you stopped. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's probably one of those fucking things." Unless she's lying to me. Huh? Like, I swear you just kept saying, "I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay." No, but sometimes, like, when I used to live alone, sometimes the yells would be so bad that I'd wake myself up and I could feel, like, that I was yelling. Like, my throat would hurt.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, yeah, so
Or I look next to me and there's a dude putting his pants up.
night terror.
We are playing Night Terrors, right? No, yeah, I think I would wake myself up and I could tell I was yelling, like, and I could kind of remember what was going on in my dream.
What would be going on? Like is it the same dream?
And it evolves, like it's evolved over time. Like when I was
Oh
really,
shit! So it's like a continuous.
oh yeah, it's still changing. Like when I was really little, I wouldn't remember at all, and I would have like bits and pieces where like it felt like I was dreaming, but they told like I kind of remember it as if it was a dream, but they told me no, like you were awake, like we were trying to calm you down. And then at some point, like in middle school and high school, it evolved until I'd be having like a regular dream, like something casual. Like I remember one specific one, like it's just like a big, almost like a greenhouse, like a big greenhouse, right? And I'm like just sitting there looking at the plants and the birds, and there's a butterfly. I'm watching the butterfly flutter around, and then suddenly the way the butterfly like turns just didn't look natural. Like it looked like a glitch in the Matrix almost. Like it just like turned all weird. And I was like, what? And then suddenly the butterfly's a different color. And I'm watching it happen, and all of a sudden, everything starts looking weird. Like all of a sudden, I'm not in a greenhouse. I'm like in a big tunnel. And then all of a sudden, the butterfly starts melting, and then I start hearing like a really loud ringing noise. Like I can't even explain it. Like an alarm, almost like the school fire alarms, but like fast, like nonstop strobing, and like to the point where like it hurt my head. It was so loud. And then all of a sudden, I just see a white and black flash over and over, like a strobe light in my face. And that would happen for like 5 minutes maybe.
Did your dad work for the CIA?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember his face right now. Yeah, it would be that would go on, and then slowly the sound and the flashes would slowly fade away, and then I would see my room, and then once they went away, I was awake, like just in my room with my eyes open, and I would start to look around.
And you were really awake?
And then I was really awake, and that one was the worst because like it would happen like almost every night, and it was almost like painful. Like I would wake up in such a like it was traumatic. And then that slowly went away as I finished high school, went to college, and as I got older, now I kind of just start screaming in the middle of the night out of nowhere.
Because you don't remember what you're dreaming of, or
Yeah, I guess. Or even if maybe it's not even a dream, like maybe it's something. It's like I don't know.
it's something what? Because you say you don't believe it's some things or.
Well, when I was little, my mom would take me to the doctor and talk about that, and that's why he said, "Oh, he gets night terrors," whatever the fuck that means. And according to him, he said if he still has them by the time he's like 13, 15, like going through puberty, becoming an adult, then he's probably gonna have them for the rest of his life.
We need to ask him about the doll. Where does
Right, you bring up the doll and it brings back all these hidden memories. Oh, that's why it's.
Or was a doctor touching you? And
I'm
he
just seeing
called
the
it?
flash of his pen in my eyes as he penetrates me from the back.
And then when your mom brings it up, he's like, "Night terrors."
Night terror. It's normal. You might have them forever if the trauma lasts that long. Yeah, so I'll go through phases where like I don't really get affected, and then I'll go through phases where it does. And yeah, recently I've been like yelling in my sleep, I guess.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because and no drugs, alcohol. You don't think any of that has anything to do with it?
No, because it's been happening since I was
Okay, since you were
little.
young.
I will say though, if I don't drink or smoke or do anything at night, like I have like crazy vivid dreams, like all night. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
But like these night terrors. Okay, so they're not. You don't. So it's not like you're having a bad dream that makes you scream, or it's
yeah,
not
or
that you.
or at least I don't remember it, or I can recall it. But yeah, it'll just happen out of nowhere. Like sometimes, even with the one where it would flash, sometimes I wouldn't even be dreaming anything. I would just suddenly be in that state, and I would slowly wake up, and it would fade. I'd be in my room, then I would try to like stay up for a little bit to kind of like calm down, and then I go back to sleep.
Maybe you should talk to Robert. Maybe you're part werewolf.
Oh man, maybe that's what's happening. When that's happening, like I'm out in the streets, and it feels like 5 minutes. But
Cat man.
oh man, wow!
You don't wake up and there's an extra cat around.
I'm cuddling with a bunch of cats in the street. What's werewolfism? Lycanthropy, something like that.
I can see that. Yeah.
So maybe like I have like philanthropy,
Well,
feline philanthropy, philanthropy. Oh man, that'd be cool.
you know, and I've never had. I mean, I've had nightmares, but I've never had a nightmare where I'd want to scream or.
Yeah, it wasn't even like the dream is so scary. I'm screaming like it just happened. Like I don't even remember that. Sometimes they wake me up and I'm like, what? You're screaming. I'm like, oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, that's so weird.
And I've had this conversation with every ex I've ever like lived and slept with. So just imagine me like, oh yeah, thanks for inviting me over. By the way, I might start screaming and turn into a cat man in the middle of the night. So if that happens, don't worry.
You're safe. Just rub some kitty litter.
Just put some catnip on the floor and
Some catnip.
I'll scratch around for a little bit and I'll go back to bed. I won't even remember it in the morning.
Just don't step on my saucer of milk.
Just make sure you leave a saucer of milk and some kibble out every night. I'll be fine.
So how far in the relationship before you break that one up?
It's got to be the first time we sleep together. Like even if it just stays
Oh
at night.
wow! So this
Because
happens that happens quite often. Like you wouldn't trust yourself one night. Like I can get through this night.
Well, it's because like if I don't how do I explain that afterwards, right? Like, what? Oh, sorry, you didn't know this about me. I'm mentally insane. I should have disclosed that before. Yeah, so I'd rather just deal with telling them than have to deal with explaining it.
I think I'm gonna start telling girls that too.
That gives you a fast pass to do whatever you want. If I start like just humping you in the middle of the night,
I got this problem.
I got they call it sex terrors, and the doctor said I'll have it for life. I just thought I'd let you know now. I'm sorry.
If I just start screeching like an eagle and flapping my wings,
Just leave a little bit of eagle throw in a saucer on the ground, and I'll be all right.
I just want to let you know I think I'm an eagle.
And sometimes at night, I swear I turn into an eagle.
Fighting for the United for our freedom, along with Uncle Sam and
And Buddy Smith.
Buddy Smith.
All of a sudden, she like opens her eyes and she sees blurry. Renee. And when she finally sees, it's just you at the edge, like what the fuck, like as a fucking eagle.
Please like and subscribe to our podcast so I don't have to fold shirts at a Hot Topic anymore. Please help.
No, but yeah, in all seriousness, I mean, man, that kind of sucks. I wonder what it is, or yeah, what triggers that in some people, or the fact that like you're not saying you don't even remember having a nightmare is kind of weird.
Yes, sometimes there will be some kind of nightmare associated with it, like that one I told you with the little butterfly or whatever. But
even that didn't sound so bad.
yeah, there's something
Like it sounds trippy, but like nothing.
Yeah, like it's not like I'm screaming from terror. Like it's just like it's involuntary. Like I don't even know what it is. And I wonder if that like contributes to the insomnia. Like maybe that's why I wake up all tired because maybe like my brain's doing all this shit while I'm sleeping instead of being like in that.
Man, well, I thought when you're dreaming,
You
isn't
are
that
in
the best? Isn't that the best sleep or no?
Maybe I'm not dreaming. I don't even remember dreaming. So maybe it's not even like dreaming. It's like another. Like my brain's doing something else. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, it is annoying. My friend used to think, I think you have post-traumatic stress disorder. I swear I didn't get raped, dude. I would have remembered it. I know I don't remember all these episodes, but I would have remembered that. But I tried looking up like the symptoms and people's similar experiences, and there's one that I found, and it sounded really close to what I go through, but it just sounds so brutal.
Oh man.
It's called exploding head syndrome.
So what does that mean, or what is that?
So like the people that have it describe it as they suddenly wake up to a loud ringing sound in their ears, and like they see a flash, and that's exactly what I used to go through, and sometimes I'll still go through that.
Let's imagine it's happening to you. You're just about to go to sleep, or perhaps you've just awoken. Then suddenly your head is flooded with loud noises, but these noises seem like they come from another place. There could also be bright flashes in front of your face. It might feel like you have some kind of alien interference in your brain. You're no doubt frightened, but it will soon pass. That's exploding head syndrome in a nutshell.
So I don't know if that's on top of the night terrors and it's a whole nother thing, but just the way people describe it, it's like such a specific experience, and it's always the same every time. Like that's what it is. Like so, I'm always like, oh man, maybe that's what like other people.
And your ears are still ringing when you come out of it, or
Yeah, like it slowly fades away, and then I don't hear anything. Once I'm fully up, like it's all gone.
do you know? I don't know if this is true, but I swear I read that when you fall asleep, your sense of smell kind of shuts off. And I know, like,
I wonder what I'd be smelling if.
or no, but I wonder if your ears or your hearing shuts off too, or no. Because if that shuts off, and then maybe when you wake up, it's like turning on, or maybe something's happening.
Maybe.
Like I know when you fall asleep, your muscle coordination shuts off. That way, you know, if you're running in your sleep, you're not running in the bed, right?
Yeah, exactly, right?
And twice in my life, I've woken up because I thought that's what a night terror is. When you wake up mentally, but your body's still.
Oh man, I was gonna ask you about that too. Like, you've had those experiences too?
Twice, and it was really bad.
It's
it
an
was
ugly
really
feeling.
bad.
Like,
And then on top of it, felt like there was a demon
yeah, like
behind me, just staring at me.
oh man, yeah, yeah. Like first, like you just can't move. Like you know, that doesn't sound scary on its own. It's annoying, but for some reason, you're also scared. Like, right?
Yeah, and that happened to me. I know for sure once. And yeah, it was so bad. Like if somebody,
Sitting on your chest or something.
no, like if somebody was behind me, because yeah, I was on my stomach,
Yeah, like you feel a presence.
and you felt a presence, and it felt like it was like right here, like it felt right by my ear.
Oh man, that's fucking scary.
But you can't wake up, and you can't even you can't turn or anything. And
Could you see?
I felt like I could see. But see, and that's another thing too, is I don't even know if I was still dreaming or.
Oh, okay.
And then my girlfriend at the time was in bed with me, and I almost wanted to wake her up to
Like
tell
once you
her.
woke up.
When I thought I was awake, yeah, when all that was going on, I wanted to wake her up and tell her like, is there something behind me? But then I'm like, what if there is something?
And then you just see her eyes.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh, that
thought.
would've been even
I
worse.
thought like, what if there is something behind me?
I would just do like the Bruce Lee.
No, I couldn't move. So I don't, you know,
Okay.
I felt like, oh, what if there is something? And I wake this girl up, and now she sits there like, why'd you wake me up to see
Like,
that?
both
Or-
can't move.
But then, and I don't remember being able to move and then just turning. I just remember like not being able to do anything. So I just like fell back asleep or
So you never regain like the ability to move, I guess.
no, that's why I don't even know if
that's
it
weird.
was if the whole thing was a dream or if that really happened or,
Oh. Man, that's weird.
but yeah, one time was really bad. And then the second time was similar. I was by myself the second time, and it just wasn't as intense. Like maybe I realized like, oh, I've been through this, and then just fell back asleep.
Like, yeah, the demon's behind me. I can't move. I've been here before. Wow, it's crazy. Yeah, I've had a lot of.
You've had that before or no?
Oh, for sure. What is it, like sleep paralysis, right?
Yeah. And which way are you facing or different
It
positions?
happens to me in different. I get it a lot. Like,
Do you?
I've had that. I can't even count how many times that's happened to me.
And do you think you're really awake or it's your
Well,
dream?
See, like, what's weird is that. Oh, I think I'm awake. So there's. When it happens, I can see. And like a lot of times I'll sleep with the TV on or something, just something on my phone, watching something.
Okay, so you can see.
And so I can see what I'm watching, and like I can't move at all. Like and yeah, I feel like afraid. Like it's like if something's there with me, stopping, or just like you just get this feeling, and then after a while, like I kind of realize that I can move again, and I'm still watching the same thing, and I'm awake. So I think it's not a dream. It's not a dream. I think you're like half awake. Because I've heard that it's like you said, like there's a thing that your body does that kind of stops you from like running when you're running in your dream. So I think that part is still activated, or the
Well,
chemicals
yeah.
still something while your
While the
brain part wakes up.
Yeah, your brain wakes up. I mean, that makes sense.
Like it's kind of like when they have like horror stories of people getting surgeries and they wake up in the middle of it, but only in their head, and they can't move, and like they can feel the pain of like the surgery.
Man, they say they can feel the pain of the surgery.
Because I don't think the anesthesia numbs you; it puts you out. And like maybe they do numb you in other ways, but that's what keeps you from screaming in pain is that you're unconscious. So I've heard supposedly horror stories of people waking up.
So you're out no matter what. Because I mean, if you fall asleep and I start doing the surgery on you, I'm sure you're gonna wake up.
And I guess I keep like with the anesthesia because once they take it off, like you start to wake up and you'll wake up from that.
anesthesia keeps you asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they keep a constant. If I'm not mistaken.
So the pain is always there.
Yeah, you're just not there. Well, I guess unless you're like I'm sure
You
like
think that pain can kill you? Like if you gave surgery to somebody who was alive or awake?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the pain would, because the pain. I mean, you're going through the same injuries while you're unconscious, but maybe like the stress of you feeling the pain Like now your heart rate starts racing and like you start freaking out and I could see that fucking you up, maybe killing you.
And that's crazy that just by sleeping.
Man, sleeping is so complicated. Like I've seen a lot of, I mean, just going through all this shit on my life. Like I've seen a lot of like videos on YouTube and studies and stuff on people talking about sleep, and man, there's just so much that we don't know about sleep. Like we don't really know why we dream. Like there's people have different ideas, or why we, or any of that stuff. Like how our brain works when we sleep. I know our eyes do weird things when we sleep. Like they move back and forth. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, and from what I understand, that's the REM, rapid eye movement, and I think
There you
that's
go. Yeah.
that's
the
when
best
you're
sleep.
getting the best sleep. And supposedly you don't even need too much of that. Like as long as you're getting a couple hours of REM, you're good. But also from what you said earlier, I remember reading a study, and he said it doesn't matter how much hours you sleep as long as it's consistent. So if you sleep 8 hours every day, then you're good. If you sleep 5 hours every day, then you're good. If you sleep 3 hours every day, you're good. What fucks you up is if it's like 8 hours one day, 2 the next, 10 the other one, the next day after that.
I could see that.
So they said, yeah, some people really function with.
Because I've heard like stories of celebrities talking about like, oh, this one celebrity, he's like the hardest worker I know, and he does so much that he makes me feel lazy, but he only sleeps like 3 hours a day, and then he wakes up and he fucking does all this shit. So yeah, maybe he keeps that schedule, and that's what, like you said, that's what his body needs. That's what works for him, and you could just do that. Yeah, my sleep is all over the place. But yeah, like I guess like you said, maybe like 5 hours. That's how much I sleep.
Yeah, it seems like it. So, I mean, maybe that's a start. Because, yeah, I was running into that same problem where, man, I'd get home from work around 8, wind down, and I'd pass out by 9. But then, yeah, I'd wake up wide awake at 3 in the morning. And it's like 6 hours, and I'd be wide awake. And I mean, I wouldn't start my day. I would just sit there and wanting to go back to sleep, and you keep looking at your phone, and it's like 3:30.
Oh man.
4:30, 5.
Yeah, that happens to me too. Like I'll get to sleep, but I wake up an hour later, and I go to sleep again, and I wake up and it's been 30 minutes, and I'll wake up and it's another hour, and like I'll just keep waking up, and like every time I wake up, I feel like I can just start my day, but I'm like, no, it's fucking 5:30 in the morning. Like I might as well get some sleep so I won't be tired. And then finally, when I do wake up in the morning, I'm all tired. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I should have just stayed up.
Yeah, because that would always happen to me.
I hate that.
It would happen to me when I would have to take Noah to school. So I'd finally go to sleep like at 7:30 or whatever, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta wake up in 20 minutes to start this guy's day, and that would suck. But then you know what? I would take him to school, and after all that would happen, I'd come home, and then I would sleep for like 2 hours, and that 2 hours would be the craziest
The best sleep you've ever had.
but with crazy dreams. Like
Ah.
sometimes the radio would be on, and like the music would incorporate itself into my. Have you ever had that?
Yes.
Where like you're
I'm dreaming like the TV episode, but in my life or something.
yeah,
like,
and it's all like everything's connected with outside, but yet you're getting like this great sleep with these great vivid dreams, and you're remembering everything, and it's all like. That would always happen to me during that time. I would take him to school and then come sleep for 2 hours, and it would be the weirdest 2 hours of sleep ever. But then I'd wake up like kind of refreshed.
Nice. I wonder if it's like maybe because you started the day, so your brain's already kind of going. So once you go back to bed, it's going, and then maybe I don't know.
But then it was so tired because it needed that sleep because I would pass out hard. But yeah, it was just awake where it would incorporate.
Man, that's weird. Like I think we've talked about this before, but for a long time, I didn't believe in what are they called? The dreams where you can control yourself in your dream.
Oh, lucid dreams.
Lucid dreams. For a long time, I didn't believe in them at all. I thought it was people dreaming and they felt like they were lucid, but they weren't. And I still kind of on the fence. I don't really know. But recently, the more we talk about it, I've had a few dreams where I'm kind of aware that I'm in a dream, and it's really weird. Like it's not like
Okay, so going back to square one, when you're having those night terrors, you're not aware it's a dream?
Yes,
You are
When
aware?
well, okay, when I'm having the dream, no, but when I'm, because the only time I remember like, where there's something that I'm dreaming was when I would have like those flashes, right? And a dream would usually cause that, but not always. So when the dream was happening, I didn't know I was dreaming. It was just going on. But once it transitioned into that, I knew like, oh, I'm familiar with this. I know what's happening, and I knew. So like after a while, like no matter what I did, it was still scary. But like I wouldn't be like, what's happening? I would just kind of like power through it. Like, oh, I know what's happening. It'll stop. Just keep going, and then eventually I would wake up.
And you're like, I know it's a dream, and you felt like you couldn't change it or anything.
Yeah, I couldn't change it.
Damn.
But like I knew like, okay, I'm having a night terror or whatever this exploding head fucking flare up or whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, when it would get to that point, I knew exactly what was happening, and I knew, okay, just give it a couple of minutes and I'll wake up.
Yeah, see, with me, sometimes I've had dreams where I'm doing something, I don't know what the dream's about. And then somewhere along the line, I realize, oh, this is a dream. And then I'm like, oh, why am I doing this when I could be...
I could be dream raping everyone in my city.
I could be, yeah, I'd be flying. I could fly. I could do whatever I want. I don't know, for some reason, it's always...
everywhere you go.
It's always flying. I would just, like, all of a sudden just start flying.
Like, you would be like, I can fly, and you would just fly? Or, like, that's just what would happen?
No, I could
Like
tell
you
myself, I'm dreaming. Why am I doing this when I could be flying, or I could be, and I don't know why flying's the thing I go, like I want to go to, like, it's like, I guess because it's like,
Free?
I can't fly here. You know, everything in the dream, you know,
You don't start shape-shifting?
no, I never thought of shapeshifting,
So, like, I don't know how you would, like...
but I imagine you could.
Like, how would you initiate? Like, what do you do to start shape-shifting? And, in fact, my question to you is, how do you start flying? Like, do you just start going like this?
No, it starts with like a clench in the butt
I tighten up real tight.
and your toes. Your toes have to clench in your butt, and then you start
I'm going to try. And you start floating up.
slowly, and the tighter you, no, that's a good question. Like, yeah, what's the, I think it's mental.
You just think like fly. And
Yes, I just think of, you know what? It's almost like, because it's nothing physical. I would say it's almost like you're controlling the gravity. Because I'll start rising, but it's not like I'm putting my hand up like to push. It's more like float, like in water, the way you float in water, I guess. Like, you know, if you were
kind of like let yourself go. And like,
yeah, like you realize, oh, the gravity doesn't control me, or I think it's more, yeah, it's more of that feeling. Like,
yeah, it's weird.
I mean, you ever been in deep water? And then just that feeling of like the way you rise to the top, like where the buoyancy, like that feeling. Of,
Oh, that's so weird. Then how do you like go where you want to go? Like you swim almost, or
no, it's not that you swim. It's almost like if you're, man, because I can move fast and I can move like it's.
you're agile and you're.
Yeah, you can move, or I could, yeah, and I think it's more like, yeah, you're just like mentally, you're.
That's
yeah,
weird.
it's weird. Yeah, it's really weird.
Like I've never had a fully lucid dream. Like that's why I'm still like, oh man, I don't know. But I have had some where I start to notice, and then I'll wake up. Like in a lot of my dreams, sometimes like I'll wake up and I'm like, oh duh, I was dreaming like that. But sometimes I notice it. So usually in my dreams, I can't like walk. Like like it almost feels like I'm like super handicapped and like I'm limping and it hurts and I can only go so fast and I'm trying, and in my dream it's normal to me, like, oh man, I wish I wasn't handicapped, or I don't know. And I've had dreams where I'm fighting and like, yeah, I can't.
You're not
like,
all happy that you have a little thing on your car, like I can go park wherever I want.
Not in that dream, man. I don't even have it. I don't even have my fast pass, so I gotta wait in line. Yeah, but sometimes the dream will be long enough that I realize, like, why am I going so slow? And then that clicks, like, hey, Toad, look up why when we dream, we can't move fast, or we go in slow motion and we're weak.
While we punch slow, or we can't punch, right?
Yeah,
We
basically.
can't tackle problem. The problem. Oh yeah, you see
Kind
that's
of like we were saying, right? Like
Right.
there's something
nice. Good job for once.
for once, something non-idiotic. Why do you think we dream? Or if there's even a reason.
Yeah, I think maybe it's your mind is just processed. Like there's so much that happens, yeah, subconsciously. Yeah, like I'm sure there's just so much around you that, when you're asleep, your brain's still trying to make sense of a lot of things and put things in order. And
Do you think like dreaming serves a purpose? Because I have heard people say like, I've heard a couple of theories, but I've heard people say things like, that's why a lot of the dreams like are very scary, or they're very serious situations, or that it's like your brain preparing you for like the real life. Like, that's why you have a dream where you're fighting off a tiger, or a dream where someone's killed and you have to deal with it. Like, so I've heard people say that. Yeah, it's a.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's preparing you for real life. Yeah, exactly. Like you can't throw that punch, but maybe you're supposed to question it. And
Maybe that's why too. Like, oh, what if you can't throw a punch in real life? What are you gonna do then? Like, you gotta figure out another way to do it.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, preparing you for real life. And yeah, maybe a lot of it is preparing you for real life, but in
In the comfort of your own brain.
yeah,
mind.
and in different, yeah, and like just tackling problems, I guess, like looking. And man, a lot of times you have these dreams and you don't know why you're having them, but just when you back out of it and look at it and you say what the dream is, just like right now we're talking about, oh, you can't punch, but then all of a sudden it makes sense. Like, yeah, it's because maybe there's something you need to tackle and you're not tackling it. Like it just, a lot of times they make sense. You know what I mean? Like dreaming of something makes,
That's
like
weird.
a situation makes sense. But then I don't know about like when people see, or they'll say like, oh, I dreamt of a white fox. And then you look up, what does that mean? Like, I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah, right. There's like exactly. Yeah.
But I think if there's something that really, like the throwing the punch to me, that makes sense. Or you know which one sucks? Losing your teeth. Have you had that one where your teeth is...
I've had it once, but my mom and my uncle always have that dream, and they say that it's like a recurring dream in their life, them losing their teeth.
Yeah, I've had that dream, and
That's so
they're just
weird.
like, they're just so brittle. And they just start falling in your mouth, and as you're looking to see which ones are there and you touch them,
They're all coming off.
yeah, they all start coming off.
Oh man, I think I had that dream once. But yeah, and then you could look it up, and there's people that say, "Oh, that means this, this, and that." And
Yeah, everybody always says it's somebody dying or... But yeah, well, what is that one? Because that's one that a lot of people...
yeah, I've heard a lot of people get that one. And I used to get this. I guess maybe I'll get it every now and then. But I used to have this recurring dream, where I'd be doing something and I'm walking out. I'm just walking outside, like my house or here, and it's really windy, and it's so windy that it starts to push me, and then it just picks up, and all of a sudden, like the wind is kind of just making me fly. Like I'm not controlling it. It's just
Paper's
taking me.
under.
Yeah, I turn into a piece of paper, and I'm just fucking. But yeah, like I can't control it.
Oh, I
and
know
it's
what that one
scary,
means, right?
and it just keeps fucking. What does that one mean?
I don't know. I mean, what does that sound like it means to you? No, right? Like life's...
That I don't have control of my life. I
Right?
guess, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Or I used to get that one a lot, and like, yeah, it was scary. Like I couldn't go down. I could see the people like reaching up for me, but I'm like getting higher and higher, and I can't do anything. I see you fly by, like, oh, come back for me. You're just fucking.
Like, oh no, he's headed towards that butter pecan planet.
He's not coming back for me.
No, but yeah, that makes sense, right? Like maybe you don't have control.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. But
Because I have that same dream, but I'm in a fucking car.
oh,
Have you
man.
had that? And you step on the gas and you're going backwards and you're
No.
and your car's all fucked up. Like, yeah, I have that where I'm chasing
Oh,
somebody
man.
or something, and all of a sudden
You can't control the car anymore.
I can't control the car anymore. Like, it doesn't move, and then it gets so fast and the brakes don't work, or it's going backwards, or... I've never even thought of that, but now that you're saying that, it's the exact same dream.
Yeah, it's that does make sense. Yeah, you just can't control something.
Except mine's a little tougher because I'm in a badass car.
I'm not flying around like some flimsy piece of paper.
No, but yeah, and that thing sucks. That
Yeah,
one's
right.
bad.
Yeah, it's scary. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
just
really-
just a feeling of you can't control it. You don't know what's gonna happen. That's
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
Or being a little kid, I would always have this dream where it was like Christmas. You ever have that one? And you see all these gifts and you're unwrapping them and you're like, wow, everything you wanted. And then you realize like, wait a minute, it's not Christmas. It's a fucking dream.
And you wake up to nothing.
But before you wake up, you get sad because you realize it's a dream and that you're going to wake up and you're not going to have all these gifts.
Oh, it sounds depressing.
It is. And I've
Never-
had that.
I've never
Oh.
had a dream like that.
Yeah, I've had that. I've had that a lot growing up. And I mean, I guess I'll still have it, but now maybe it's not Christmas presents anymore, but you know, you're having fun and then you realize like, it's a dream.
Damn.
It's not going to be here.
Fuck. You know, just start playing with them already, opening them as fast
You
as
girls
you can.
put back on your clothes.
Oh man. Right. What's wrong, Renee? What's wrong?
It's just a dream.
It's just a dream. Oh, that's depressing. I've had some where sometimes I'll have dreams where like I meet like the woman of my dreams and she's amazing and we're at a party and she's friends with my friends and she likes all the things I like and oh,
She
it's so
likes
awesome.
all that. She
She's
has
into
a
Santa.
cat.
She took me to CatCon. Yeah, just perfect. Awesome.
She has a
super awesome.
podcast.
Right, we host a podcast. And then
She's
I'll
all
wake up.
pierced. She,
And I did them all. And no one's seen her body. She has 4 tits. No, yeah, and then I'll wake up and I'm sad. Like, oh man, like
okay, but you're not sad during the dream? Like,
no, like I don't. At no point in the dream do I realize that I'm dreaming. So then I'll just wake up and I'm like, oh, like that wasn't real. Like, and I'm just there with mittens, curling in my underwear. Like, fuck.
and your cat wakes up screaming. I will say one time I had one of the scariest dreams I had was a lucid dream. I don't know what I was doing, and then I realized like, oh, I'm fucking dreaming. So I'm like, I'm gonna start flying. So I start flying.
I'm just gonna start flying.
Yeah, I don't know. And I'm flying. And as I'm flying, I realize like, man, if you know the creator or God or you know whatever you want to call him, I'm like, he's got to be here somewhere. And you know, usually he's always up, up, right?
Okay.
So I start thinking like, I'm gonna see if I can find him. So I just kept flying higher and higher, and you know, I remember passing the clouds and just from what you see on TV, you're in outer space and galaxy, and I just remember I just kept going.
And you could breathe in space.
Kept going. Yeah, I can breathe, and I just kept telling myself, no, keep going. And I was going fast. And then eventually,
How does that feel? Like,
oh man,
flying through space? And
Yeah,
what
like-
the fuck?
and I was just going higher and higher, and then all of a sudden, I felt a presence. And as soon as I felt it, I didn't want to look. And I looked down and I thought like, oh fuck, like I shouldn't be here.
Like
Sorry for fucking even.
Oh, that's so weird.
It was so like, yeah, like if something was behind me and it was like almost like
that same feeling like when you're almost like paralyzed, like you don't even want
yes,
to look.
it was that exact same feeling, but this time it wasn't like something evil was there. It was just more like
I shouldn't be looking at this.
I shouldn't. Yeah, like sorry, like
Like if you look at it, you're gonna die or something.
yeah, like yeah, I definitely know I don't deserve to be in his presence or in its
Oh,
presence, and I felt
That's creepy.
oh, it was so scary.
Wow, I hope I dream that tonight just to feel that. Like that sounds creepy.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Like I don't believe in the creator, but that sounds fucking creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Damn. That's a crazy one. I remember the scariest dream I ever had. I was in line for CatCon and I forgot my fast pass.
Like
And by the time I get to the front, they're all sold out.
You weren't the guest speaker.
Fuck. Not this time. Not this time.